Hello there and welcome to my YouTube channel, Julia McNeil Crafts. So today is another day for Dawn and Julia Create, and I have set the challenge this time. So it's hopefully going to be a nice, quick and easy one. That's what I'm hoping anyway. So it's to make a tag, and we are to use this stamp set that came in Dawn's first release. So her launch, her very first launch of Shiny Treasures. This came in her card making kit. And then we have got the Curious Florals. So I thought it was combining two ranges, apart from some from Dawn's range and some from mine. So, and we're just to make a tag, and it's to be predominantly monochrome with a splash of colour. So I'm just making a tag by cutting a corner off, flipping that round, and cutting it off the other side. That should make it nice and even. If I am not making much sense today, or I'm slurring my words, I've been to the dentist today and I've had a tooth out. Well, I've got most of the tooth out. It actually broke about a year ago, but with the whole COVID thing, it's like they temporary filled it and the temporary filling fell out, and then I couldn't go back to get the filling re-put back in and all of that malarkey. So it's been an ongoing issue for a year practically, and I was so pleased to finally be getting it done, but they weren't able to get the root out. So I'm now being referred to the hospital, and I'm going to have to go under to get it out, which is a bit annoying. So yeah, I had 2 lots of anaesthetic, and yeah, I've got a very sore mouth. So whether things will be like making much sense, I have no idea. So I'm just going to start off with a grey ink pad. So I was thinking I'm just going to try and build a very quick background using these stamps here, and I'm going to start off with some with grey so that they'll recede into the background, and then I'm going to pull out the black ink pad in a little bit, so that we're still monochrome, because monochrome is basically one colour. Can be any colour, doesn't have to be black, it's just like one colour, but you work in all the different shades of that colour. Now when I'm doing monochrome with a pop of colour, I do quite like it to be black. That works quite well for me. So that's why I've kind of gone for that, and then I'm hoping that with some of these florals here we will just add a little pop of colour. So I'm not overly sure exactly what I'm doing. Oh, the joys. What's making it worse is we're away on holiday tomorrow, so I knew I was getting a tooth out, and that was going to be, yeah, interesting going away on holiday, but I wasn't expecting it to be met with problems, so it should be fun. So yeah, I'm hoping for a nice, quick and easy make, so that I can focus on getting ready. Right, so I've done that, and I've got my background now, and then I'm going to build that up in just a little bit. So I'm just going to grab my blending mat, and I'm going to get my black suit, and I'm just going to get a bit of black inking on this, like so. Again, just to give it a little bit more interest, I think I may darken, oops, this corner quite a bit. So again, we've got, sorry, I've realised that when I sort of do any inking or anything like that, the camera shakes. It is on quite a secure thing, so I don't know why, but I have said that when I get into the studio, I want a very, very secure camera setup, so it'll be getting built fit for purpose as opposed to make do and mend, which is currently where I am at the minute. Hopefully we'll be in the studio in the next few months. It's looking a bit more likely now. The storage is in the process of getting built, so we're getting there. Right, so that's looking good. Now I'm hoping, because I'm not really in the mood for doing lots of fussy cutting, that I'm going to stamp over with the stamps, and I'm either going to use my Moon Glow pens or pencils, because I think hopefully they should be opaque enough to for us to be able to colour on top. And yeah, because I don't really want to do lots of fussy cutting today, and if I thought about it I should have maybe stamped and masked off, but I didn't think about it. So I'm thinking now that if I use my Moon Glow pens, plus they're on the desk, that might be a good option. And I'm just going to keep it very, very simple. I'm going to take this side here. Sorry, that's reflected in that. I felt like I had my lighting really good in this room, and it always looked nice and white, and it seems to be getting yellowier and yellower, and I don't know why, because I've not changed the light bulb and I've not changed anything about the settings, so I have no idea why it's doing that. So I'm thinking that I want to put this like so. Okay. And then I'm going to just flip it round and have it coming down here like so, and then I'm going to pop up a pop of colour on that, so that'll provide my pop of colour, and then I'm just going to put a sentiment on it. I'm going to keep it really, really simple today. So let's get the rest of my, got some of these on the desk already, and I'm going to, sorry for the occasional sort of sip of breath, that is me sort of catching my tooth. The joys. Alright, I'm going to go with some of these bright pinks. In fact, you know what I'm going to do is I'll give you a few hints and tips as I start colouring, and then I'm going to go and speed up, because it will save my voice for one thing, and also it may get a little bit repetitive. So I'm using Moon Glow embossing pens, and these are really, really opaque, so they go fantastically. I love these. These are pens that I had in the past, and I used to colour my stamped images with them, and then I discovered alcohol markers and stopped colouring stamped images with them, because I much preferred the look of alcohol markers and the ability to be able to blend. So I kind of gave most of them away to my daughter, and then I was watching our Louise Sims use them a lot, and then realising how good they are for layering. So we've kind of gone colouring on the normal colour card, and now I'm going over it with black. Now, the one thing that I'll say with these, that you can water them out and stuff if you want to get blended effects, but I'm not really fussed about having blended effects today. I just kind of want that pop of colour. One thing I will say is, if it is seeming to be a little bit scratchy, then the thing to do is just slow your colouring right down and make sure that there's, you just want the flow from the nib coming out, and if you go fast it can be a bit scratchy, whereas if you go that a little bit slower, it just allows it to pull on the paper a little bit. So that is one little tip, but as I said, I'm getting sore talking, and this is just going to be quite repetitive now, so I am just going to pop it on fast forward, and I will come back to you when we're all covered. that's all coloured up. I do want to bring a little bit of colour across the tag a little bit. So I'm just going to get my pen and do a few little doodle dots coming over, almost like I would have done, I would have maybe created some paint splashes if I'd been painting and just sort of flicked it across. Probably could scribble some of this out onto a acrylic block or something and then flick it, but then it would reduce the intensity of the colour. So I'm thinking that if I do it this way, I'm just able to add just that tiny bit more of a pop of colour, but keep the authenticity of the look altogether. Right, so I'm going to stamp out this end. Once the pen work that I've done is fully dry, I will go in with a white pen and just add some little bit of like white doodle just to help the colour to pop a little bit. So I'm just going to draw my doodly border, and then there's two stamps, 2 sentiments in the stamp set that we used, and I think there's one that says you're stronger than you think. So I'm just going to, once I've done this border, stamp that out onto a scrap bit of card and just put that on the tag, and then that will be me pretty much done. So it's keeping a nice simple make. It's unusual for me because I don't end up having a character on it. Normally I kind of feel a bit bereft not being able to put a character on it. It feels like naked. But because that's just my style, so that seems a little bit strange. So I'm just going to go and, sorry, I'm aware that I'm talking funny. I'm going to get a scrap bit of card. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this sentiment, and just like so. It's a little bit uneven, a little bit squint, but if I cut the card base squint, I think we'll be okay. If we just cut it at a funky angle, I think it makes it look okay. And I'm just going to pop it in the middle. There's the join of where I stamped the two edges together is a little bit imperfect, which is fine, but I can just pop the sentiment over that bit and it will help it to hide that little bit. Quite often my placement of things ends up being to cover an error. Composition develops as it goes. Yeah, I'm just going to pop it there. Not that it's a major error, but I just think I would prefer it covered. So I'm just going to pop that there, and I think that is pretty much me. It's quite a different make. This is what I quite like about challenges, and even though I set the challenge, so I think when you set them yourselves, there's still the tendency to be a bit more in your comfort zone than following a challenge that someone else has set. But yeah, this not having had a character stamp in there has made it a little bit different for me. So I'm just going to pop a bit of glue there. All fingers and thumbs. Okay. I'm going to pop that just there, like so. And that is my tag all done. So I'm just going to clear my desk. I'm not going to do anything fancy to clear it. I'm just going to like push the excess out a little bit. Still see a little bit here. There we go. And there is my tag all done. So please do go and check out to see what the lovely Dawn has created. I've just realised the one thing that I've not done, now that I've pushed all my supplies away from myself, is just add a little bit of, it's probably not dry enough, a little bit of extra white work on, no, I'm just picking it off, it's not dry properly. So no, I'll not do that, we'll just leave it without the white work. So yeah, definitely done. That's me all done. So please do go across and check out what our gorgeous Dawn has done. She will have smashed it as always, and she'll have a really unique twist on it, and I'll look at it and go, oh, should I thought of that? That's always what happens. So yeah, I can't wait to see what she has done. And I will be back again very, very soon. Okay, take care then, and goodbye.